We are going to be talking about Teradici on the Nutanix AHV solution today. Teradici, innovation and disruption is what we're all about. We are the developer of the revolutionary PCoIP multi-codec remote display protocol. We help businesses solve the problem of how to visualize remotely hosted applications and desktops securely while maintaining an amazing user experience. If you are familiar with PCoIP Zero clients, Amazon Workspaces, or VMware Horizon View, then you might already know Teradici PCoIP is the protocol technology that has been driving force behind these products for years. But we don't just do a protocol. We now have a full stack of brokering technology that can be used and deployed on Nutanix AHV. As you look at the evolution of PCoIP, we can now go from the original hard Zero clients at 30 frames per second up to multi-monitor 4K UHD devices running 60 frames per second. Teradici Cloud Access software gives engineers an opportunity to utilize an alternative brokering technology. As we start to look at the CAS integration into Nutanix AHV, this gives us an opportunity to use a hypervisor such as Nutanix AHV to host virtual desktops. As we can see, down at the bottom is the Nutanix hardware, and that's the hyperconverged infrastructure. And then we have the virtualization layer running Nutanix AHV. And then we have the VMs, and whether those VMs are Windows machines or Linux machines, it doesn't matter to the Teradici story. And then we have the brokering piece, getting the user to the desktop or building out the desktop, the automation piece that we need. And then finally, we have the client access, what sits on the desk where the user's keyboard is, right? Whether that's in the office or at home, we have a solution to allow that user to access that device. So as you're going to see in our demo today, we're able to install and configure and broker machines on AHV, utilizing Teradici Cloud Access software. For this particular demo, we decided to add Leostream to show the flexibility that you as an engineer get if you need or want to couple this with other technology. With Cloud Access software, you can utilize many different Teradici software components. One of them is what we call Cloud Access Manager. CAM allows us to provision and broker machines on Nutanix AHV. With Cloud Access software, we can now use these Teradici PCoIP Zero clients, soft clients, and thin clients to be able to access our remote machines in our data center with a high fidelity, low bandwidth, highly performing protocol. The first thing we'll do is log into the Nutanix front end via Prism, and we'll take a look at the Nutanix setup. We'll log in here with the Nutanix default username and password into Prism. So here's the console, and we'll take a look at the actual code that we're running on the Nutanix platform. As you can see, we're running AOS 5.10, and the hypervisor is the latest hypervisor for this particular level of code. Here, you can see the actual hardware configuration for this Nutanix cluster. As you can see, we have 4 nodes that are performing the compute for this Nutanix cluster. Here are the virtual machines that we've allocated to the Teradici host. The first host will be the PCoIP manager, then the Leostream broker, and the Windows 10 VM that we're going to use as our image for our virtual machines. These are the 3 hosts that we have in our environment, in addition to Active Directory virtual machine to provide user authentication. Next, we'll show that Leostream broker is actually running, and we'll just log in here into the web app. Now we're going to sign into the Leostream broker. It's been configured to publish us a virtual desktop. Let's move on to the actual network configuration for the virtual machines. As you can see here, we have our 3 virtual machines, and we'll go into Prism, networking, configuration, and setting. We're going to scroll down and take a look at the configuration settings named Test. And you can see we've created a pool of IP addresses, not only for static virtual machines, but we've also created for Teradici within the same network configuration. There will be any images that we spin up within our desktop pool, and those IPs will be .40 through .49. Finally, we're going to launch the PCoIP client and connect to the Teradici VDI environment. As you can see, we have a setting for PCM. We'll click on that. We'll enter the credentials for the username that's been assigned to this particular pool. We've logged in, and it's streaming one of the desktops from our pooled environment. We can launch one or more of our applications as desired. By bringing the best-of-breed technologies together, we can have a great end-user experience. No matter what your workload is, we have the solution for your remote worker scenario. Thank you for joining us today.